1 full, 2:30.
Coming up shortly, we'll watch Union at Gate City, the boys varsity game coming up soon. Right now, we're watching the girls varsity, which is currently underway. If you've tuned in to watch the Ball is Life Weekly Showcase game between Union and Gate City, Virginia, we are currently waiting for the girls' varsity game to end, and we'll get to the boys' game as soon as the girl game is ended. The Ball is Life Weekly Showcase will begin in about 16 minutes. At least that's when the tip-off will be for the Union Gate City, Virginia game. We've got just 9.5 seconds left to play in the girls' varsity game, and the boys' varsity game will be coming up right after that.
Can I have your attention? Tonight's game will be broadcast live on the Ball is Live weekly showcase. Fans and friends that are not here and tune in on Facebook, have them to go to facebook.com, Ball is Live TV.
That makes that trick for you. I got the guy. I see the control, man. I want to leave this in. Yeah.
The scene is set for a Big Mac attack here in Gate City, Virginia tonight. Doug Geron alongside Will Ellis. And Will, we have got a fantastic young man to watch tonight. Everybody's here to see Mac McClung play some basketball.
Yeah, most people here have only seen him on the internet, and they're going to have to get here pretty early. It's already selling out. McClung taking on the Grizzlies of Union tonight, a very talented squad, but a squad that's going to try and seize the opportunity for an upset tonight.
Things will be a little different on the sideline tonight for Gate City, though. Scotty Vermillion will not be in his usual spot on the sideline as the head coach. It'll be Keith Warner. What happened?
Well, apparently he got thrown out last night, and he's having a pizza party now. He's going to have a pizza and wings and have a telecast at home. So he's going to enjoy his night off. But I'd say if things get a little tight, he's going to be wishing he was here.
What do you expect out of both teams tonight?
Well, I think Gate City's going to come out quick. I think they like to run it in transition. Union's going to try and slow them down. Union has their own star in James Mitchell, committed to Virginia Tech for football. They're going to look to contain McClung, though, and if they can't, upset's not going to happen tonight.
But Keith Mitchell's going to be a huge, huge matchup problem for Gate City, isn't he?
Absolutely. He's a talented forward, also plays a little bit of guard. 6'5", 225, probably going to play tight end there for Virginia Tech. Tremendous athlete.
He's got football strength and a lot of athletic ability.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can't wait to see it. We're going to tee it up here in just a second.
With a flush. Passes through for a layup. He's had 7 points in a row. Look out. Oh, denied. Excellent hustle by Pippen.
Joining me now is Union head coach Zach Moore. And Coach Moore, the first question everybody wants to ask when you have to come to Gate City is, how do you defend Mac McClung?
It's not easy. You got the answer? We hope to limit their possessions to one shot. We can't play fast. They want to get out and run and score a lot of points. So the pace is important, and making sure that when they have the ball on the offensive end, just allow them one shot. We can't give up offensive rebounds, and you try to force him into some tough shots. He's going to make shots. He's going to score. You don't want him to have easy baskets.
Of course, you guys have a matchup problem of your own. You guys bringing in James Mitchell. He's got that football strength. He's an obvious matchup problem for any team in this league. Yeah,
we depend on James to do a lot. Defensively, he's our best defender. He handles the ball for us. He's not a big-time scorer. He can score the ball, but he loves to pass, contribute, and distribute the ball to his teammates. So, we hope that we get the ball to him and just let him make things happen.
Besides Mitchell, who else has to have a good game tonight for you guys to have a chance to win?
Everybody, right? We got our freshman point guard Alex Raznick's been playing really well. Hopefully he'll keep playing the way he's played the last few games. And, it's just a team effort. We play 9 guys. All 9 guys need to contribute.
Thank you, Coach. We wish you the best of luck tonight.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
All right.
And joining me now is Keith Warner, one of the assistant coaches for Gate City. And Keith, you're on the sideline tonight. What's going on?
That's a popular question around here right now. But the other night, Coach Marion, it was a questionable call. It wasn't even anything extreme. He questioned it. The official gave him a technical, gave him a double technical. About 3 seconds later, he got ejected, and I had to step up. So I'm excited for the opportunity.
Now, it's not the first time that he's done this to you. You had to coach once again last year, didn't you?
I did. He had a health issue, a little scare last year with his heart. He called me that day, and he told me that I was going to have to coach him that night. So, yeah, it's nothing new, but we'd much rather have him on the sidelines.
Well, the good news for you is at least you have Mac McClung on your roster. That's got to make you feel a lot better about things going into tonight.
Oh, yeah, it helps. It makes everything run more smooth. When you've got a coach on the floor, he can communicate very well with me. The guys look up to him. They respect him. So anytime you have a guy that caliber on the floor, it makes the coaching assignments a little easier on the sidelines.
Yeah, just give it to Zero, let him go, right?
Hey, just let him go. Give it to him and get out of the way.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck to you tonight.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys being here.
It is standing room only here at the Gate City Middle School gym. Ready for tonight's Ball is Life weekly showcase game between Union, Virginia and Gate City, Virginia. Doug Gerard alongside Will Ellis. And Will, we have got, it's going to be an electric atmosphere here tonight, no doubt about it. These people have been getting here since like 3:30 this afternoon.
Yeah, it sold out almost by the time the JV girls game was over, about 4:30, 5 o'clock. This is standing room only. I think the gym fits 2,000. Is that what we heard earlier? 1,500 comfortably, so I'm betting the number's pretty close to 2,000 here tonight.
I don't know if it's very comfortable except for you and I are sitting.
Yeah.
They gave us a little bit of extra room, but pretty much everybody is sitting on top of somebody next to them.
Yeah.
It should be a lot of fun tonight, and we just want to welcome everybody who's tuning in on Facebook. And don't forget, it is interactive. We've got a couple of slam poll questions coming up, so be sure to comment for us. As it's just going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a great time. Mac McClung, James Mitchell. And we're going to take a look at the starters here in just a second. It's going to be a lot of fun. First for Union, they're going to start 4 guards, although James Mitchell does a little forward action as well, and Connor Giza will be the other forward on the. They've got Noah Garrison, Alex Rasnick. Rasnick, according to Coach Moore, has been having some great games of late, and James Mitchell, of course, is a powerful matchup. Mac McClung for Gate City is the man that everybody has come to see. They basically start 5 guards, although Andrew Sharp is listed as a forward. Who else besides McClung on the Gate City squad stands out to you?
Well, Zach Irvin is kind of their next man up. He's a junior, and the way Gate City's roster works, they've got McClung, who is the senior standout, Irvin, who's the junior standout, and Bradley Dean, who is the sophomore standout. And if you guys got a chance to watch them warming up, all 3 of those guys were throwing it down, rocking the rim from the start. They're all very talented. And like you said, Gate City plays basically 5 guards. What they're going to do is they're going to line up 5 guys along the perimeter and basically drive and kick continually, and they're going to shoot you to death.
That'll be a lot of fun to watch because that's an interesting type of an offense, and it's fairly unique. Not a lot of people will run that kind of an offense. Keys to the game for Union, Will.
Yeah, they've got to slow down Mac McClung. Now, this is both figurative and literal. McClung likes to run in transition. Slow him down, make it a half-court game, and then on defense, get in that zone and stay in the zone. Stop him in transition, get back into that 3-2 zone, and slow this game down. Let your size play for you. For Gate City, it's quite the opposite. Gate City's got to get hot and stay hot. They got to get out to a quick lead and take it to Union. They also want to share the love. This offense begins and ends with McClung, but if you can get Irvin involved, that takes a lot of the pressure off McClung and really is going to put Union under tonight.
And, of course, we are in the state of Virginia, and the state of Virginia requires 8-minute quarters, 4 of them. There is no shot clock. If we do have to go to overtime, it'll be a 4-minute overtime. And each team gets 3 full timeouts and 2 30-second timeouts through the course of the game. And we are only a little less than 3.5 minutes left to play before the play starts, and we are just, like we said, it's an electric atmosphere. People have been lined up waiting patiently for this game to start, and it should be a lot of fun. And we're looking at a couple of things that we need to watch out for are how we've talked about Mac McClung and how he's going to how Union's going to have to guard him, but what is Gate City going to have to do to guard James Mitchell?
Well, one of Gate City's best defensive strategies is to score a lot of points. Then you don't really got to worry about it. Gate City runs the ball like a bunch of rabbits, and you heard Coach Moore talking about that earlier. They're going to rely on guard pressure, making sure the ball does not get inside. Union has a little bit of a height advantage. Mitchell, of course, is the one we're going to point to the most. But Gate City's going to pack it in, play probably what's a man-matching zone or straight-up man against them, and they're going to make sure that Union cannot get the ball inside. They're going to make Union shoot, and then Union's going to do the exact opposite. Union's going to run a 3-2 zone, which, to be honest, I didn't even know existed anymore. The only time you ever hear about a zone is 2-3, so you guys can imagine a 3-2 is kind of the opposite. 2-3 is meant to stop people from driving. 3-2 is meant to stop people from shooting. So they're going to line up 3 guys along the perimeter, probably Mitchell and another guy down low, and make McClung and Irvin drive the ball. Now, we know McClung likes to dunk, so that kind of defies logic, but they're thinking if we can stop the shot, we can double down on them when they get down low. So that's going to be their strategy for this game.
And, of course, with Mitchell, how are they going to try to stop Mitchell, though? They're going to just kind of pack it in. They're going to try to man him, double up on him, and hope that he's going to have to kick out and make them shoot from the outside.
Well, Gate City doesn't really have anyone that matches up well with Mitchell. Irvin's about 6'4", 6'5" on a good day, depending on who's holding the tape measure. But he's going to be able to match him in length. And Mitchell's going to have the strength advantage. And if Union is smart, they're going to go at Irvin with Mitchell. They want to get them out of the game. Last time I watched Gate City play, Irvin and McClung played all 32 minutes. And I think Bradley Dean played probably 30 of the 32. So they're going to look to get them in foul trouble. But what they got to do is keep the ball out of Mitchell's hands. I once saw someone on professional level, I think it was Tony Allen or someone, guarded his opponent the entire length of the court. I wouldn't be surprised if Gate City does that against Mitchell tonight.
And one of the things I think that does play into Mitchell's favor is there is no shot clock. So they want to slow it down, and that may force the issue, or it may make Gate City have to force the issue once they, once the ball's in their hands. Upcoming games, Ball is Life. Of course, we've got another game right here in Gate City tomorrow night. And for those of you at home, tomorrow night there are no games ahead of the game with Cleveland, Tennessee here at Gate City. So that one will begin right at 6 o'clock. Be sure to tune in on Facebook for that one. And then, of course, next week, Roselle Catholic is going to be visiting Rainey School on January 31st. That's a 7:30 tip, followed by February 3rd. Patrick School in New Jersey is going to visit Roselle Catholic at home in Nazarene, and that game will be at 5:15 Eastern Time. February 17th, Caledonia, Minnesota at Minnehaha Academy, and followed up by February 23rd, Kirkwood at Webster Groves in Missouri. 8:30 p.m. for that one, Eastern Time. And we're going to have the introduction of the starters here in just a moment.
I wonder if we're going to have a light show again. We had a light show for the girls game.
We've been told that they will go dark for the intro of the Gate City players, and it's not a lot of teams do that at the high school level, but I would say if there's a team that deserves it, it would be Gate City. And one of the things you and I were talking about earlier is Gate City has a terrific tradition here. Scotty Vermillion's been coaching here for 15 seasons. He's in his 15th season. He's won 385 games. But the thing that surprised me is even though they've been the state runner-up 3 times under Scott Vermillion and 4 times overall, they still haven't taken home the big prize. Could this be the season that he does it with Mac McClung being a senior?
I think this is about the best chance they're going to get. I mean, they've got 2 D1 prospects, maybe a third in Dean, between Irvin and McClung. Irvin's being looked at by, Bowling Green and some lower schools, but McClung is a Georgetown commit. You don't get a lot of Georgetown commits here.
And check this out, just like the Chicago Bulls started back in the 80s with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen in the game. They go dark, they get the light, the spotlight's going around. Very exciting stuff. Not a lot of high school teams do this kind of thing, and not a whole lot of although a lot more colleges are doing it these days, still not every one of them do it.
Gate City has a fantastic basketball culture. And, you know, people kind of underplay that, but when you look at teams that have success, there's excitement around them continually. I mean, they're selling out the gym, but they do that regularly anyway.
Well, and they don't sell out this gym. They also sell out bigger gyms. You were telling me there was a tournament they played in just a few weeks ago where capacity was somewhere in the neighborhood of 8,000, and they had to turn people away.
Oh, yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah, they played in the Arby's Classic a few weeks ago. Their only loss they got was in that tournament against North Mecklenburg out of North Carolina. Sold out a gym of about 8,000 people 4 or 5 hours before the game. I mean, it was insane.
And the guy they all come to see is Mac McClung, and the players are taking the floor. And it looks like it'll be James Mitchell jumping the tip for Union against Andrew Sharp, the senior forward for Gate City, who will try to get control of the ball. And we are just moments away from the tip here at Gate City.
Boy, Mitchell is an imposing force, isn't he, Doug? My goodness.
Man. Can you imagine? Mitchell, of course, getting ready to go to Virginia Tech. He'll be tight end for the Hokies. I've watched his highlight reel. It is something. And we are underway here at Gate City. Union controls early. Noah Garrison to the right wing with Alec Resnick. Working it around the perimeter.
Gate City comes out in man early on. Playing a little bit of a man-match zone. Irvin's on Mitchell.
They get it to Mitchell down low. Easy. Oh, he missed a chip in. Unbelievable. I thought that was going to be an easy basket to start the game, but it went halfway in and out. Now McClung takes a quick shot. That one's no good from outside. Resnick's got the ball coming back up the floor.
That's the big thing for McClung. He's got to get the shot going. We all know him for his rocking of the rims, but he's got to get the shot going if he's going to be effective.
Great hands by Bradley Dean to steal that ball away. Over to McClung, top of the key. McClung directing some traffic. Dean's in the corner. He'll take a shot from outside. That one's no good. Three-pointer. Still no score here in this game. And Mitchell with the rebound for Union.
And Bradley Dean is a sophomore, someone that played big minutes last year as a freshman, and someone they're looking forward to in the future here at Gate City.
Yeah, he's got some long arms. Union still with the ball. Garrison backs it out over to Mitchell. Mitchell going to be very patient along with his Union teammates. No shot clock. They're going to be very content to just hang on. This is Compton from outside. No good. Or, I'm sorry, that was Garrison. McClung coming up. Steps up, and that one's off the mark. How many times has McClung ever had two shots not go in a row, not go in?
Well, 3 possessions, 3 threes. Looks like that 3-2 zone's keeping him on the outside.
Doing exactly what Union wants.
Yeah.
Resnick looking for a place to go. Sharp's all over him. There's a nice tip by Dean. McClung with a nice pass, and that's going to be the first 2 points of the game. Zach Irvin lays it in.
Good vision by McClung. McClung probably going to play point guard at the next level because of a function of height. Has good vision and good handles.
And he's a good passer. And, you and I were talking before the game. That one's out of bounds. It'll still be Union ball. We were talking before the game how I think he resembles Scott Skiles, the old former Michigan State player. And a great ball handler, great passer. He's got great vision. And but you say he reminds you of somebody else.
Yeah, Jimmer Fredette's who he reminds me of with the shooting ability and the overall athleticism. A little bit better of an athlete. His vertical's a little higher than Fredette, but as far as just like the build and makeup, he reminds me a lot of him.
Nice tip by McClung that time. Knocks it out of bounds. It'll still be Union ball.
Yeah, McClung has a variety of skills, but we all know why we're here. It's that vertical. He's a tremendous athlete. His sister, I think, ran track at Florida State or something like that. Just a tremendous pedigree.
Mitchell goes inside, muscles his way in. That's 2 points for Mitchell. And this game is tied with just under 5.5 to play in the first quarter.
Interesting they got Mitchell
trying to drive. One more shot, a little follow away. And our poll question brought to you by Slam. How many dunks do you think Mac McClung will have tonight? Your choices are 3, 7, 0, or 4. I'm guessing it's going to be more than 0.
I'm going to say 0 is probably eliminated, but if he dunks 7 times, this gym might explode.
I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Yeah, that'd be quite something. But I think we might get some dunks from some other Blue Devils and maybe a couple Bears tonight. We got a lot of athletes in the gym.
Speaking of athletes, Reed with a little follow-away three. Wow, or Dean, not Reed. Wow, what a shot by the sophomore guard.
Dean has good length and a beautiful shot, very quick. Can get it off in tight spaces.
Union trying to work it down the baseline. Back to Mitchell. Nice spin move.
Wow.
He'll get the foul and the basket.
Wow, what a move by Mitchell. Mitchell's such an athlete. We can see why Virginia Tech's looking at him for football. But, I mean, just somebody that creates problems with that length and that strength. My goodness. Wow, what a look. That's hard to defend. I mean, that's something that you really just got to have athleticism and size to match. And Urban's a good athlete of his own right, but Mitchell's got that length advantage, and I think he's got that strength advantage too.
Well, he's got the strength, but did you see how quick he was with that spin? It was just bam, right there.
Well, and he's playing what's known as a point forward. It's a new position. It's kind of been made popular by guys like Durant and LeBron on the NBA level. But basically, he's a big with small skills, and that's so deadly.
Can't get the free throw to go down. Dean's got the ball. He's going to pass it down low to McClung. McClung, great job just to keep it in bounds. Kicks it out to Zach Urban, who nails the three-pointer. Great job all around by McClung and Urban.
Urban has one of the best shots you're going to see. Kids, you want to learn how to shoot a basketball, watch him. Perfect shot.
Resnick down low to Mitchell. Woo. And they're going to call that an offensive foul on Mitchell. He doesn't agree, but oh well, the guys in the striped shirts say that's the way it is. 5 points already for Zach Urban. He also has an assist.
Yeah, Urban's a huge part of this team. He's really kind of like a second fiddle, but he plays off of McClung a lot, and McClung off of him.
Gate City leads at 8-4 over Union. Zach Urban one more time from outside. That was not going to go. Big rebound that time by Justin Fallon.
I think that might have been from a different area code, Doug. I think that might have been from Tennessee or Kentucky or something like that.
I know, it's way outside of my range. Rasnick with the ball again. Gets it over to Garrison. On the baseline, there's a three-pointer, no good. By Rasnick, and there's McClung. Quick move, he's so strong to the basket.
My goodness, what a move by McClung. I mean, that's how you get to Georgetown, folks. Athleticism and a finish like that. My goodness.
Yeah, all he needs is an opening. Anybody who's ever watched any of his highlight reels knows that. Mitchell down low, another spin move. He is so good with the left hand. Is he left-handed?
I'm assuming, or ambidextrous, one of the two.
Wow.
Good finish.
Yeah, he likes to set up on that post on the low post on the left side. Mitchell's got 6 points now.
That really was from a different area code. That was almost from the circle.
Yeah. Keith Horner may not have wanted to see that shot from that far out. Great hands by Dean. This should be a nice block. All right.
Get up, young fella.
Oh, my. That got this crowd up on its feet.
That's your resident sophomore for Gate City. My goodness.
12-6 Gate City now. Oh, great job by Dean to get the foul. And what a job. I mean, nice foul. He just, from the half-court line, you can tell he knew that's what he was going to go do.
My goodness.
We've got a timeout on the floor with 2:17 to go. Gate City leads it by the score of 12-6. So far, what are your thoughts, Will? With
Union, it's been all Mitchell. I mean, Mitchell has been all that the Bears have had, and Gate City's moving the ball around. McClung's only got 2 right now, but they've looked good. They've looked good.
Of course, Ball is Life Weekly Showcase was in Massachusetts last week, and what a game we had last week here on Ball is Life.
Yeah, just great athleticism. We talked about earlier our schedule with Ball is Life. We got so much great content coming through. DeMatha going at it against Archbishop Malloy. Just a great matchup between the two big, strong, athletic teams. And you can see them going back and forth.
You can see at a slightly bigger gym than we are today.
Yeah,
but
just a little bit.
Man, they packed them in. And for good reason, because both those teams have talent up and down. Probably 3 to 5 guys are going to be on college rosters in another year or two. And DeMatha being the number 11 in our Fab 50 poll right now.
McClung hit a
Another
three right there.
Three-pointer from McClung. It's 15-6, and Union has got to do something to counter. They need more than just Mitchell trying to shoot the ball.
Wow. We just about had someone take out the scorer's table. My goodness.
That's out of bounds. Gate City's going to have one more chance to play some offense with a little under 2 minutes to play in this first quarter.
Union's really struggling.
David George coming off the floor. John Compton and Keith Warner doing his best to take over for Scotty Vermillion, who is watching at home. And I hope he's liking what he's seeing so far. And that's a shot that's a little turnover here for Gate City. Rasnick walking it up for Union. I wouldn't be surprised to see them maybe do a little four-pointer right here and just try to get one last basket. Great steal by McClung. And they're going to say that he was fouled by Demae Lester right after the foul.
Wow. And that hurts because that was a big dunk coming the way from McClung right there.
Mitchell's still the only person who has scored for the Bears. Gate City's got the ball, working it around the perimeter. McClung now going to try to drive. Skips it out. Irvin in and out, almost got the three-pointer. And we have some results coming in so far for our first poll question, brought to you by Slam. And right now it looks like somewhere between 3 and 4 is what most people are expecting as far as dunks from Mac McClung, rather.
Yeah, I won't be doing any dunking tonight. I don't think Will Ellis ain't going to be doing any dunking.
I didn't think so.
Unless
We've
it's
got
Dunkin'
under a minute
Donuts.
to play here in this first quarter.
Boy, Union just
Union
really
working
struggling.
it around. Austin Gibson down to Rasnick. Rasnick looking for some place to go. Great dish inside. But Garant can't finish. Lester for three outside. Mitchell with the rebound. Going to go strong to the hoop. And he puts it in, and he's still the only person who has scored for Union.
Yeah, that's been an issue for Union all year, is finding points. They lost their top scorer earlier in the year, lost another senior guard. I mean, Mitchell's filling in the best he can, but like we heard earlier, that's not really his role.
Here comes McClung, the final seconds of the first quarter. He's got to hurry. Gets it out to Bradley Dean, who almost put it in. And we'll go to the second quarter with the Blue Devils leading by the score of 17-8 over Union. You're watching the Ball is Life Weekly Showcase game, and of course, Ball is Life has the Ball is Life All-American game coming up May 5th in Southern California. We'll see 24 of the nation's best players on the floor. One of the most incredible displays of talent you will ever see. Some of the guys that have played in the game include Jordan Bell, Alonzo Ball, Thon Maker.
Yeah,
and you're watching, of course, Lonzo Ball. He was one of the game MVPs.
Whew, that's some talent right there.
Yeah, I mean, he's the 2016 MVP and just one of the most incredible talents to come out of the high school ranks in the last few years. For game time and more information, you can just visit ballislifeallamerican.com.
Of course, now Ball's tearing it up with the Lakers. Second pick in the draft last year. Covered his brothers in Lithuania, Jello and Mello, and just a lot of talent in those showcases, Doug. A lot of talent.
Absolutely. And we're back underway here at Gate City. McClung with the ball. He's going to drive baseline. He's going to dish it back out to Dean, top of the key. And he finds it. Wow, surprised he didn't pick up the foul to go with it, but that's another three-pointer for Dean. And it's now 20-8 at the start of the second quarter for Gate City. For Union, Mitchell's got the ball. They're still trying to find somebody to put the ball in the hole besides James Mitchell. There's a drive by Garrison, but he's a little short. And that's going to hit the baseline, and that'll be a turnover for the Bears.
Good move by Garrison, just couldn't finish it. Got penetration, got what he wanted, but Union's just a little overmatched as far as athleticism outside of Mitchell.
And they're going to bring in Lester once again to spell Garrison, I do believe. Still in that 3-2 zone, but so far it hasn't really slowed Gate City up much. It did early on, but Gate City seems to have found its stride the last few possessions. McClung, little step away jumper from the charity stripe, and McClung is finding his rhythm now after he missed his first three.
What a shot by McClung. Nice step back, hits it. Oh, man, beautiful stroke.
That's a tough shot to master,
Absolutely.
too. Union gets it down low to Mitchell. Outside to Lester. He's got a shot. It's no good. He's got his own rebound. He kicks it back out. Resnick with the shot from outside. That's no good. Great job by Lester to keep it alive. Resnick from the charity stripe, and he finds the bottom of the net. And Union now has double digits, 22-10. Gate City leads. That'll be a blocking foul against Austin Gibson, the junior guard for Union, as McClung was trying to go strong to the hole. He is so decisive with that first step once he gets the ball.
Yeah, if Gate City's got a weakness, it is rebounding. You notice it took Union 3 shots to get a bucket. You can't let them have 3 shots.
Garrison back in, Gibson back out for Union. Gate City with the ball. McClung's got it in his hands. What a great pass behind the back. Oh, what a rejection by Mitchell. Get that out of here.
Woo!
Union now on offense. They want to go low to Mitchell, but he's bottled up. Comes out to get it. He's going to drive. Kicks it back out. Rasnick. This will be for a long two. Oh, they're saying 3. I thought his foot was on the line. They're giving him the 3-pointer. Great job by Rasnick. Couple of baskets now for him.
Good 5-point swing for Union.
Scores now 22-13. McClung way outside. In and out. Can't get it to go.
That was
and it'll be tipped out. Tipped out by Sharp. Resnick now with 11 points, 5 points for Union. Rasnick gets it over to Garrison. Back to Mitchell on the left side. Mitchell, another spin down the baseline. He needs to get it out of there, and he does. Garrison back down low. Triple team.
Holy cow.
This will be Garrison from outside. That's no good. McClung with the rebound.
Mitchell's got to get some help from those shooters. They got to make those to keep them honest.
Herbert from outside. There's a 3-pointer from the right corner.
That's about as close to automatic as you're going to get, Doug. My goodness, what a shot.
And you're right. He's got a beautiful stroke. You want to learn how to shoot, boys. Watch him.
That's textbook. I mean, absolutely textbook.
Rasnick with McClung on him. Back to Garrison. Over to Lester. Lester back out to Rasnick. Working it around the perimeter. That ball was tipped by Dean, and that's going to be... that's still going to be Union ball.
You think the Gate City faithful like that one, Doug? I can't really tell.
Garrison with it. Over to Mitchell. Wide open from the corner. Not going to hit. Lester with the rebound. One of the smallest guys on the court. Rasnick back in the corner. Over to Lester. And there's a whistle, and that's going to be a foul on David George. That'll be his first.
Gate City has good general length. They're all relatively tall, but none of them are like true post height. I mean, 6'5", 6'6" is going to cap most of them.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised, though. Mitchell had some success early, but they're double teaming him down low now, and nobody else has picked up the slack for Mitchell.
Well, that's where
Rasnick has tried, but he's got a couple of baskets, but they got to find somebody besides those two guys.
Well, Union's got to hit the threes. They got to play inside out through Mitchell, and until they hit those threes, they're going to keep doubling and tripling him. I mean, why wouldn't you? You know, they're basically back now into a 2-3 zone. Just to
Great
take away
job.
Mitchell.
Great job by Dean smelling the pass coming up. Woo. But they can't finish, and coming back the other way is Union. Garrison, little pull-up jumper from about 6 feet. Can't get it to go. Rasnick with the rebound. He can't get it to go. And Irvin's got the basketball off the rebound. He'll kick it out to McClung. Nice spin move by McClung.
What a move. What a move.
Wow. Right down the rabbit hole for McClung.
Put him through the spin cycle. Wow, what a move.
McClung now with 9 points for Gate City. And this crowd is back on his feet. Mitchell down low. Great follow-away jumper for Mitchell. And that's another 2 points, and it's a 12-point lead for Gate City. We've got just under 3 minutes to play here at Gate City. McClung with the ball, back out to Dean. Dean from way outside. Oh,
wow.
Goodness. I don't even think he was still in the same county, was he?
Now, the real question is can Coach Warner get mad? I mean, if you make it, can you get mad? Can you get mad at him?
Well, the other question is Scotty Vermillion getting mad watching at home?
No, don't do that, Dean.
You know, Dean now with his third three-pointer of the game. Rasnick, nice drive off the glass and in. Went high off that one. Irvin from outside can't get it to go. Union's got another chance to try to cut into this Gate City lead. They're going to slow it down once again.
Wow.
This is Rasnick, kicks it back out to Garrison, over to Lester. Rasnick outside, can't get it to go. Front edge of the rim. And McClung gonna drive on Mitchell. And Mitchell made him alter his shot. Great job by Mitchell on defense. But Irvin is right there with the putback, and he'll get the foul and a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, good rebound by Irvin to run the break. They've filled both sides of the lane. That's what you want to do when you're in transition. You want to give the guy with the ball enough space to attack the basket, and you fill in for the rebound.
John Compton and Andrew Sharp come out. And Drew Vermillion, Scotty Vermillion's son, is coming in now. Along with number 24, Logan No. He's a senior guard.
It's like Irvin's favorite music is country music, and his pregame meal is Zaxby's. I can relate, Zach.
Now, he can have mine. Guess he loves those wings.
That's right.
Lester with the ball outside. Great job getting it to Mitchell. Puts it in with the right hand.
Good ball movement. Good ball move by Union to find the open man, get it to your big guy down low, and let him eat.
McClung on Mitchell. Going to drive it.
Wow.
Great job with the right hand going left. That's a tough shot.
Now,
but he still made it go.
What do you do, Doug? How do you defend it? I mean, Mitchell's got 4 inches on him. Great athlete of his own right. What do you do?
He was right there, just that little bit of a step away to give him some clearance, and he put it in. Nice touch by McClung. Union down low to Mitchell. Short arm that one. Irvin with the rebound. He'll bring it back up. McClung is going to get the foul. Oh, my goodness. Holy moly.
That's probably the most underrated part of McClung's game is his strength. You got to be strong to finish like that.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, look at the replay. Just split 2 defenders, got the foul, and was still able to scoop it and put it in.
Wow.
But he misses the free throw. Stuck at 13 points as McClung. Zach Irvin with 11 and 12 points for James Mitchell of Union. Double team to Garrison. Outside shot. Oh, there's a three-pointer for Mr. Gibson.
Good ball movement. Good ball movement for Mitchell to find the open man. We heard he likes to pass, and we can see it right there.
We've got less than 30, right at 30 seconds left to play. Dean with the ball. Maybe playing for the last shot here for Gate City. It looks like he's backing it out.
Yeah, they're gonna play for the last shot. Question is, who's getting it? I got a feeling his initials are MM, right?
We will see. Dean going to go with the lob, and he tips it in anyway. Great job by McClung with the body control. He had a defender all over that one. And that's the final shot. Does not go for Union. We have reached the halftime mark. And we are 39-32. The Blue Devils lead it over Union. And that was some exciting basketball here at the Gate City Middle School gym.
My goodness.
Ballers Life top plays. For number 10, we have LaMelo Ball in Lithuania during the last Triple B Showcase game, finally throwing one down. At 9, here's Mac McClung throwing down an easy double pump reverse slam. Number 8, here's everyone's favorite high schooler picking off his defender, then pulling it all the way back on the vicious tomahawk. For 7, here's Mac McClung ignoring the defender's push and still throwing it down. At 6, we have Darius Basley putting his defender in a gentle spin cycle, then bangs one down on him. Number 5, here's Timmy Allen making his defender reach as he goes behind the back and throws it down. At 4, Bobo gets the full extension on the windmill while on the break. For 3, here's Zion trying to top Bobo's last play by picking his defender's pocket, then throwing down that Zion windmill. Number 2, here's Andre Harris climbing the ladder to posterize his defender. Coming in at number 1, here's Zion Williamson completely baptizing his defender. Poor kid didn't even have a chance. Thanks for tuning in to Ballers Life Top Plays. Make sure to stay tuned for some more action.
We're in halftime here in Gate City, Virginia, where Gate City leads Union by the score of 39-32 on tonight's Ballers Life Weekly Showcase. And it is homecoming here at Gate City, and it has been an exciting first half of basketball so far, with Mac McClung leading the way for the Gate City Blue Devils.
Yeah, Gate City's look good. They did what we said they should do. They got out hot, and they got out quick. 3 guys leading the way, typical for Gate City: Bradley Dean, Zach Irvin, and, of course, Mac McClung, the 3-headed monster for Gate City leading the way. Mitchell trying to keep up with Union, but just can't will them to victory.
And, of course, Ballers Life goes all over the place looking for talent, including Lithuania for the Big Baller Brand Challenge, where we just had some incredible talent with Vytautas and Dejuka going at it, where Vytautas won 147 over Dejuka to their 142. Unbelievable when you've got guys scoring 37 points and 43 points, double-doubles for Gilo and Milo, 10 rebounds apiece. Gilo with 37 points and Milo with 33.
Yeah, LiAngelo and LaMelo really lit it up. I mean, it's been all over the news. We know they're playing in Lithuania, and apparently they don't play a lot of defense in Lithuania. I mean, when both teams are scoring about 150 points, but it makes for some exciting TV. And, you know, I've been trying all week to try and imitate those Lithuanians, and I don't think it's happening. I don't think I can do it.
It's amazing to me that they could do this in a regulation 4-quarter game.
Yeah,
I would
crazy.
need 3 or 4 weeks to get that many points in. Just, you know, if I was standing under the basket and these guys are playing against each other, and, you know, in an actual competition with other people equally talented.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been good for LaMelo and LiAngelo, I think. I think that those two guys have really benefited from this. They're learning how to play as professionals. I mean, of course, LaMelo's still in high school. LiAngelo transferring from UCLA. They're really getting to see what it's like to be a professional, and it's been interesting to watch them over there, and I'm looking forward to following them some more.
And we're back live here at Gate City for tonight's Ball is Life Weekly Showcase. And as we said, James Mitchell leading the way for Union, 12 points, 5 rebounds. Alex Rasnick's the only other guy that's really done anything for Union. He's got 7 points. And, of course, like you said, the three-headed monster for Gate City, McClung with 15 points, 4 rebounds. Irvin with 11 points, 4 rebounds. And Bradley Dean showing some incredible range, 11 points, and he's got 3 steals. Playing some great defense on the other end of the floor.
And they're all tenacious. I mean, you're talking about 3 guys that know they're good at basketball and attack the ball every time down the court. I mean, every one of these guys knows they can score and they can fill it in big time. And they have that killer mindset. You know, you hear guys talk about this all the time. You got to have that killer instinct. Well, all 3 of them got it. And Mitchell does too, but the problem with Mitchell is they're double and triple teaming. I mean, there's only so much one man can do.
Yeah, he started out pretty hot, but he slowed down a little bit in the second quarter. And I think you have to give credit where credit is due. Gate City just playing some really good defense. Great move by Warner to say, hey, we got to double this guy. He's the only real threat out there. If we slow him up, he's going to get his points, but nobody else is really threatening right now.
Well, and there's no reason for Union, not to try and feed it through him, but they got to get some shooters open. They got to spread that floor.
And now the senior attendance, Olivia Adams.
And of course, our Fab 50 rankings. Montverde Academy in Florida still undefeated, along with Oak Hill Academy. And right now Montverde started as number 1. They're still number 1, but you could make an argument for either school being 1 or 2. It doesn't really matter.
Well, Oak Hill, which is not too far away from where we're at tonight, only about 2.5 hours directly east, is a team. I mean, they've had Mello. They've had so many great players come through there. I think Durant was there for a little while. Montverde Academy is another one, too. These are all teams that are elite in terms of their talent. Memphis East is one we'll probably talk about tomorrow because they're going to be competition for Cleveland when they go to the state playoffs. But I mean, these are all
surprising. They've lost 3 games this year. I don't think a lot of people figured they'd lose 3 games the entire season, and we're a little bit more than halfway through.
Well, the cool thing about basketball is that you have so many weekend tournaments and holiday tournaments. A lot of these guys are playing each other. I mean, so you're getting a real glimpse of what it's like to play head-to-head. Other sports like football, you're pretty much relegated to playing within 3 to 4 hours of your school because you play on every Friday night. These guys can play on Saturday through the weekends, and it's really exciting to see them playing each other.
And of course, I had earlier, we talked to Ronnie Flores, our online editor, our grassroots editor, rather, for Ball is Life, and he talked about Fab 50, who's hot, who's not, and what's going on there. Welcome back. One of the things we do here at Ball is Life is we take a look at and keep up with the Fab 50. And the guy that does it for us is our grassroots editor, Ronnie Flores. And Ronnie, not too many changes in the top 2, but there have been some changes in the Fab 50 in the top 10 this week, right?
Yes, there has, Doug. We do it every week. Sunday nights, we knock it out, and we get it published on Monday. The top 2, as you said, our preseason number 1 is Montverde Academy out of Montverde, Florida. Undefeated so far. They're looking good. Most people had Memphis East in the preseason number 1, but Montverde has been our number 1, and they're doing well now. Number 2 is 2 hours from here, Oak Hill Academy. Steve Smith's program, Malta Wilson, Virginia, 29-0. Those 2 teams haven't played, but it looks like people are eyeing a potential collision at Dick's Nationals at the end of the season. Potential number 1, number 2 undefeated matchup. That would be the game that people are looking for. There's no guarantee that's going to happen because Montverde's hosting their own tournament, and they got number 6 Shadow Mountain and number 8 Findlay Prep down at their tournament. Findlay Prep and Shadow Mountain, we had early on the Balls Life Weekly Showcase, and Findlay Prep as well. They're in the same side of the bracket. So it looks like the winner of that game tonight will play Montverde tomorrow. So you just never know. Every week brings something a little different.
And there's always a bunch of teams just outside the top 10 that are looking to crack it. One of the teams we're going to watch next week in New Jersey.
Yes, we're going to see Roselle Catholic twice on the 31st against Rainey School with their 2 top juniors. Brian Antoine and Scotty Lewis. That's going to be a great game on the 31st, and then we're going to come back on Saturday the 3rd and watch them against Patrick School, which is more of a rivalry that they played 4 times last year. Roselle lost 4 times last year, and they've already beat Patrick School this year once. Roselle comes in at number 20. They have 2 losses, but they're doing very well. And as we look at some other teams, we got Paul VI out of Fairfax, Virginia, which is upstate up north. Paul VI, DeMatha Catholic, who won last week at Hoop Hall, and we got Gonzaga out of Washington, D.C. They are 9, 10, and 11, and they're all in the same conference there up north. It's very, very competitive. We're looking forward to some great games, and we've already showcased.
And we're back live for the Ballo's Week Weekly Showcase here at Gate City. Got a few minutes left here at halftime. It's homecoming here at Gate City. It's Blue Devils leading at 39-22 over Union. And one of the things that the Weekly Showcase leads up to is the Ball is Life All-American game. And we had some terrific action in last year's game between Colin Sexton and Jalen Hands.
Yeah.
And this year's game is going to be held May 5th in Southern California at Cerritos College. 24 of the nation's best players will be on display. And former game MVPs include Lonzo Ball, which we saw his highlights a little bit earlier, Thon Maker, Jordan Bell, some of the other guys who have played in this game and been MVP or played in this game are Donovan Mitchell and Colin Sexton played in it last year, as we said. Just unbelievable talent every year. This has been going on for a long, long time.
Yeah, and here we get a look at Colin Sexton and Jalen Hands last year. Of course, Colin Sexton is tearing it up at the University of Alabama right now, and Jalen Hands is doing the same at UCLA. They got a little competitive last year, Doug. They got into it a little bit, a little scrumming. But they were two of the more talented players in it last year. Of course, Colin Sexton being looked at a lot on the NBA level. He might be one of those one-and-done freshmen next year. Jalen Hands not having quite the same amount of success, but another one that's going to be a major NBA prospect.
Well, for guys like that, with the talent that they have, they don't necessarily have to have a great season if an NBA team feels like, well, this guy can be coached up. He's the kind of guy that we need.
Yeah, and college has a tendency to stifle a little bit of a guy's talent. Mind you, in the NBA, you can't run zone. There are anti-zoning rules. So when you got guys like Sexton and Jalen Hands who are to-the-rim guys, they actually do better in the NBA than they would in college, where you can run man-match and pack it in a little tighter. So that's something to note. Some guys mature more. Donovan Mitchell, who's someone that was a candidate, or a member of the Balls Life All-American game a couple years ago, is a good example. You know, he in college he was all right. Gets drafted the 13th pick in the NBA draft, and is probably behind Ben Simmons, the leading candidate for Rookie of the Year. You know, because he's to the rim. He can get to the rim better in the NBA than he could in college.
And that's a great point, about the difference between college ball and the NBA, because these guys that they go to college and there may be just one or two little things that they're looking to tweak in their game, and they're hoping that the coach at the school that they choose will help them improve those things. Ben Simmons is a case in point. Went to LSU 1 year, didn't really have a whole lot of weaknesses in his game, but I think one of the things that people wanted to see is because he's such a tall, lanky guy, how would he hold up in the longer schedule against tougher competition, bigger guys banging up against him, and he seems to have held up pretty nicely.
Yeah, and one good thing about this showcase is it allows guys to play with people they're not familiar with. I mean, you're talking Lonzo Ball, Mitchell, Sexton, Bell, Thon Maker. These are all supremely talented guys. They're getting to play against other guys of that talent level, and that's so important because, I mean, even in college, Alabama's going to play lesser opponents. They're going to play guys that won't have an NBA player on the entire roster. But at this showcase, everyone in this showcase has the ability to go to the level after next, to go to the NBA level, and that's so important for these young athletes to get a chance to compete against each other.
And if you want some more information on the game, the time of it, remember it's May 5th. Mark your calendars right now. Be sure you've got your phone or your electronic device that you want to watch the game on May 5th. For game time and more information, you just need to go to ballislifeallamerican.com. And that's where you'll find all the information you need for the Ball is Life All-American game. It's the 8th annual, and it's going to be some kind of exciting at Cerritos College this year.
And there's been at least, one or two good pros come out of every class for that. So if you guys get a chance to watch it, you're going to get to see NBA talent before it gets there. You're going to get to see it grow before your eyes, and that's such a good opportunity.
Well, and you can see the NBA talent before it gets there just by watching the Ball is Life Weekly Showcase every week. I mean, next week we're going to be showing Roselle Catholic twice. Naz Reid is a guy who's getting ready to go to LSU, and he's more than likely going to be another one-and-done guy, just like Ben Simmons was at LSU last year. And you're going to see a guy with supreme talent. I had the opportunity when I was working an LSU football game this past season. He was on an official visit, and I got to see him up close and personal. And I tell you what, God, he's a mountain. He is unbelievably tall, one of the tallest guys I've ever seen in my life, but he's very, very athletic looking. He's a great looking prospect. And in addition to the games next week, don't forget tomorrow night right here at Gate City's gym again, we've got Gate City, Cleveland, Tennessee's coming to town, 6 o'clock Eastern. That's going to be a great game.
Yeah, Cleveland's a very talented team. Unfortunately, within their division, there's this buzzsaw called Memphis East. It could be a little bit difficult come state playoff time, but they're a talented team.
So on the 31st, Roselle Catholic's going to be at Rennie in New Jersey. But on the 3rd, they'll be entertaining Patrick School. On the 17th of February, Caledonia, Minnesota. It's going to be at Minnehaha Academy of Minnesota. That's an early start, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. And then on the 23rd, Kirkwood is at Webster Groves in Missouri. That's an 8:30 start Eastern.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and submit my vote. Minnehaha is the best school name I think I've ever heard. Minnehaha. It's like you got halfway through Minnesota and just started laughing. I love it. I love it.
We'll tell the principal when we see him. Yeah, we've got about 2 minutes left before the start of the second half here at Gate City. And we are the Ball is Life weekly showcase, and so far it has been a showcase. Some great talent on the floor. 3 guys, like I said, the three-headed monster for Gate City, led by 15 points by Mac McClung. Zach Irvin's got 11 as well as Bradley Dean. And Dean has 3 steals. He's shown some great defense, good range. He's a sophomore. I have a feeling Ball is Life will be back here maybe in another year or two just to watch Bradley Dean light it up for Gate City.
Yeah, and Dean reminds me a lot of McClung. He's not the athlete McClung is, but he's got a strong game. I mean, good shot, good quick shot. It's fluid, it's mechanically sound, and he's a good athlete in and of himself.
One thing we haven't talked about is McClung is inching closer to a couple of milestones in the Virginia high school ranks. He has the possibility of beating Allen Iverson's Virginia high school record of season points, and the career points is also within reach as well.
Yeah, and that's so exciting. I mean, especially for McClung, because there's a little bit of excitement because Iverson's a Georgetown product as well. Iverson went to Georgetown back in the 90s, and you know that's got to be a little bit of a goal of McClung is to surpass him. I mean, everybody looks up to AI. Everybody looks up to these guys, and to have your name supplant them.
He was a high school legend before that was before the internet. He was a high school legend. That's something. That's quite something.
I mean, to be able to supplant him, I mean, that's something that's a rarity. You know, that's awesome.
And the players have taken the floor, and it looks like we might be getting underway just a little bit early, and we will. Union will have the ball first. Garrison gets it to Resnick, and we are underway. The Blue Devils lead it by the score 39-22. Union has got to find some offense. They're going to go down low to Mitchell. He gets underneath, and nice job. Powers it to the hole.
Offense runs through him. Keep running it through him.
14 points for Mitchell now, and it's now 39-24. McClung with the ball. Blue Devils going left to right. Dean on the left side. He's going to go down low to Compton. Can't make it. George with the rebound. He goes strong to the hole, and he puts it back in.
One thing I like that Union's doing is they're putting Mitchell at the top of that 3-2 zone. Guards do not like it when bigs are up on them in the perimeter.
That's a great point. Mitchell's now got the ball. Working it around the perimeter just like the first half. This is Garrison. He's going to be a little short on the three-pointer. Irvin with the rebound. And Gate City's going back the other direction. Dean way outside. That's at least 3 that he's hit from that. He's got to be 28, 29 feet out.
Man, if I'm a head coach, that's giving me some anxiety. I mean, that's so deep. My goodness.
And that's Dean's 4th three-pointer. He's got 14 points now for Gate City.
The day they invent a 4-point shot, I think he's in good shape.
Working it back around. The Bears get it inside to Mitchell. Nice spin move. He loves that little spin off the left side, and he's got another 2 points for the Bears.
How good must Mitchell be at football that he's not playing collegiate basketball? That's the question. How good must he be?
I imagine there might be an opportunity for him to play a little bit at Virginia Tech. You never know. Yeah. Great baseline pass. And McClung gets it underneath, and looks like he might have taken an elbow on the way down. 46-26, a 20-point lead for Gate City over Union. Rasnick trying to get it past McClung. He does, over to Mitchell.
Really surprised to see Mitchell not take it to the rim right there against Irvin. Get him in foul trouble. Get him out of the game.
Rasnick back inside. He had Irvin on him. This an outside shot by Gibson. Couldn't get it to go. Great job by Giza to get the rebound. But Irvin comes up with it. He's going strong the other way. Coast to coast for Irvin.
Coast to coast, big fella. Irvin runs
and
the floor.
And that'll prompt a timeout
well.
for Union as the Blue Devils have stormed out to a 48-26 lead. Great job by Irvin.
Yeah, just
with
running
a little
the floor.
Crossover, and to the hole he goes.
It's becoming more and more common throughout all the levels of basketball that you see bigs running the floor. On the NBA level, you see Davis and Cousins and Durant and all these guys that are playing power forward and center running the floor. When you got a big like that can move in transition, that's hard to stop.
It all started with Magic Johnson back in the day at Michigan
Absolutely.
State. Boy, he was so much fun to watch. He was so fluid. He did not move like a guy who was 6'9", and he could run like a deer. Unbelievable.
You can't contend with it. I mean, there's nothing you can do because you got to have someone that can keep up with him, but also someone that's got the length, and that causes such a problem. I mean, that's why in basketball more than anything, length has such a determining factor.
And one of the things that guys look at, too, is not only, what your height is, but your wingspan.
Oh, yeah.
That is so important. And you've got a guy like Mitchell, he's got a nice wingspan. You look at Irvin, he's got the long arms, too.
Yeah, Mitchell's going to have a good catch radius when he gets to Virginia Tech.
Yep. Gibson over to Garrison. That one's not going to go. McClung with the rebound. Dean back to McClung. McClung directing traffic back over to Dean.
Well, Union's one or two athletes away from really being able to contend with Gate City.
Dean once again. He found the gold at the end of the rainbow.
My goodness. I think that might have brought a little bit of rain. My goodness.
5 3-pointers now for Dean.
Holy cow.
And our next poll question brought to you by Slam. Is Mac McClung really Riff Raff's nephew?
That's the $1 million question right there. I've been trying to find that out to prep for this for so long, and there is no good information on it.
Dean again from outside. Oh, this time he's short on it just a little. Mitchell with the rebound for Union. 51-26, the Blue Devils in command here at Gate City. About halfway through the third quarter. Great driving, good defense by John Compton to send that one back. Oh, great steal by Noah Garrison. He's going to take it to the hole and lay it in. Nice job. Good defense by Garrison.
One small thing that Dean's range does is it pulls all the defenders out.
McClung goes strong to the hole, drives baseline, and he's got another 2 points.
When you got to step all the way out 4 or 5 feet past the line, that means that leaves lanes open for slashers and for cutters like McClung or Irvin. That's huge.
No doubt.
Huge.
I just want to know, does Dean have a range, or is it just anything inside the gym? Great block that time by David George. Here comes Gate City going the other direction. Oh, woo! McClung strong to the hole, and he knows how to finish.
Lord have mercy. That's some handles right there.
Golly, he had a crossover behind the back and scoop with the right hand.
Wow, what a play.
Oh, this has been worth the price of admission for the 2,000 folks who were able to get in here. 21 points now for McClung, 17 for Dean. McClung, this is a 3. Off the back iron, no good. Dean chases it down, gets it away from Mitchell. McClung's going to try another 3, and this one is good.
That's way too much space. You got to be right up in him. That's way too much. You can't lose Mac McClung. You got to keep an eye on him.
McClung's got 24 now with that 3-pointer. Rasnick bringing it up. It's a 30-point lead now for Gate City. Mitchell, great pass. Oh, McClung with the block. He's got it. He's coming the other way. And that's a foul on Garrison. And we'll watch Mac McClung's ball handling skills after George's block. Watch him go coast to coast. Watch this. He'll go behind the back twice. Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought he crossed over the front. He went behind the back and jet twice. Unbelievable.
What a play. And you know what's really underscoring all this? Dean, Irvin, McClung yet to come out of the game. Not a second of rest for any of those three. That's something that college coaches look at because you know that's durability.
Irvin with the miss, Mitchell with the rebound. Mitchell still got it. He's going over to Rasnick for the three-pointer. Rasnick can't get it to go. Phelan with the miss. And that time, it's Giza with the putback, and he's got 2 points. Results of the poll coming up here. Our poll by Slam.
We still don't know.
It's 50-50. People aren't sure if he really is
awesome.
riffraffs.
That's funny. That's funny.
He is not, but it doesn't matter. People still think he is.
That's part of adding to the mythos that's Mac McClung, right? That's funny.
Rasnick's got it for Union. They get it down low to Mitchell. Mitchell's going to drive. Nice little spin. He's going to go high off the glass, but a little too high that time. Giza fighting for the rebound. And McClung just rips it right out of his hands. And he's going to go strong to the hole. A nice scoop, and he scores.
He's taking over. He's taking over, Doug. He's taking over.
One of the things that he has the ability to do, he floats very much like Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
He can just hang in the air. 26 points now for McClung.
You know what's interesting, too? It doesn't seem like he's got 26. It seems like he's just pouring it in, and it's just one bucket after another.
Great pass by Mitchell. But Phelan can't get it to go, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, they used to say that about George Gervin back in the day. The Iceman. He'd fill it in, you wouldn't even know it. You'd look up, and he's got 30 points on the board. That's what McClung's doing. I mean, maybe it's where Dean and Irvin have looked good, too. But I looked up, and he's got 26 points. That's a special type of scorer.
Fouls on Vermillion. And Phelan's going to go in. Try a free throw. Can't get it to go. Lester's going to come in for Giza, and that's going to shorten up the lineup considerably for Union. And Justin Phelan's favorite artist is Drake. Loves him some Pringles. And his celebrity crush is Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, amen.
Well, he's
all
got
of us,
two out,
brother.
2 out of 3 there. I love me some Pringles and some Jennifer Aniston. Here comes Irvin after the pass from Dean. Great block that time by Phelan. Oh, and there's another block by Mitchell. Resnick coming back the other way. He's going to try the floater. He's going to go. They're going to wave it off and say it's an offensive foul. Wow, great effort by Resnick, but he just couldn't hold up enough, and Dean draws the foul.
Yeah, great job of getting set on that screen. Getting set on that charge. He was set almost a full second and a half before he took it. He read it, knew what he was going to do. Perfect.
Another example of great defense by Brad Dean, just a sophomore.
Good move.
Irvin's got the ball. Left wing over to Dean. Dean's going to split the defenders. He's going to go high to McClung. Couldn't get the lob to go, and McClung fouls Phelan, who got the rebound.
It looks like Union's watched a little bit of film. They know that back cut's going to happen.
Don't forget, everybody, we will be back here tomorrow night for another Ball is Life Weekly Showcase game here at Gate City as Cleveland, Tennessee is going to come to town, and Cleveland should be a little better matchup for this Gate City team.
Yeah, and you got to give Union credit. Union's doing what they can. Losing those 2 players early in the year really hamstrung them. I mean, they really just didn't have a lot of depth.
That's way outside for Gibson. He can't get it to go. Irvin with the rebound. He's going to throw it up, and he almost made it at the buzzer. So we've played 3. The Blue Devils lead it by the score of 60-30 over Union. And we're welcome back to Gate City, Virginia, where Gate City High School leads it by the score of 60-30 over Union. We've played 3 so far, and so far I don't think anybody is disappointed, and certainly no one has left this gym because they want to see what is going to happen next with young Mr. Mac McClung.
Yeah, I mean, electrifying, Doug. I mean, just a supreme talent, someone that is a YouTube sensation for a reason. High flyer, high energy, good competitor. And you know what? Give credit to these other Gate City guys. It can be difficult living in the shadow of a star, but Dean, Irvin, these other guys, they have played up tonight, I mean, and they have certainly filled their roles.
Yeah, very surprising, especially a young guy like Dean, who has no fear taking an outside shot. Obviously, he's got a beautiful stroke, and he has lit it up. Irvin now from outside after the pass from McClung. That's another three-pointer for Mr. Irvin.
That's just beautiful. Doug, that is a gorgeous shot. I mean, perfect. Pushes through the legs, holds the finish, reaches out instead of up. Perfect. Perfect.
Great job getting it inside to Mitchell. He throws it off the glass and puts it in. Mitchell having a great game for Union, but it just may not be enough. McClung driving baseline, looking for somebody to pass it to, throws it off a Union player, and that'll be Gate City ball when we resume play. You know, and the other part, you know what, when you watch Dean shoot, you got to wonder how much he's been watching Irvin. Look, nice rotation, beautiful arc, and that's another three-pointer for young Mr. Dean.
And they're so quick. The shots are so quick.
That's 6 3-pointers for Bradley Dean for Gate City, and Gate City has just opened up a whopping 34-point lead, 66-32. We're in the fourth period here at Gate City. Lester with a shot for Union. That's off the mark. Nice rebound for Phelan. He's going to go strong to the hole, and he draws a foul from Irvin.
Well, and they all play off each other so well. I mean, you're talking about 3 guys with supreme shooting ability, and they all play off that. McClung knows that he's got a kick out every time he drives. Irvin knows he's got a kick out every time he drives. Dean is sitting there waiting for that shot. They have practices over and over. They are a perfect team. Now, they might be limited by their talent later on down the road, but they are a well-oiled machine when it comes to teamwork.
Got to wonder what's going through Warner's mind right now, because that's another foul on Irvin. Is he going to let him just play it out?
I'd say he'll let him play as long as he wants. From what I've seen, I mean, this game's pretty much already settled anyway. Let him play it out. Let him get those reps in, because they need to condition for the playoffs. Because when it comes playoff time, he ain't coming out.
Phelan missed both free throw attempts. McClung's now got the ball. Great pass inside to Irvin. And a nice reverse by Irvin under the basket to get the goal. Unbelievable. 68-32 now. 6.5 minutes to play in this game. Rasnick with a nice move to get away from McClung, way outside. Phelan back outside to Rasnick. And that's a three-pointer for Rasnick. Nice job. Great ball movement.
Good spacing by Union. Rasnick knows that there's going to be a gap in that zone. Gate City's getting up. They're going to get a little bit lax with the defense. Good spacing.
Dean again from way outside, and that is number 7 for Bradley Dean, and he gets a nice high five from Zach Irvin.
The funny part is he's taking them almost from the exact same spot every time. All 7 of those have been from the top of the key. It's like it's rehearsed.
It's almost like he practices it.
Who would have thought?
Under some trouble in duress. There's another steal for Dean. He's going strong to the hole. Oh!
Oh, my Lanta!
Oh,
goodness.
Great setup.
Oh, my gosh.
I thought he was going to the hole himself. Instead, it's a setup for McClung to slam it home.
I think the roof's about to cave in, Doug. I think the roof is about to cave in. Oh, my goodness.
Rasnick with the drive and the foul. Great job by him, and he'll go to the line.
We got to get a look at this. We got to look at this.
Great. Look at that anticipation, steal by Dean, and he knows McClung's behind him. How did he know? He never even looked back. He just knew.
Knew it. That's chemistry, Doug. It's not tangible, but it's there. That's perfect. Perfect.
Man. What a great job by a 10th grader. You know, feeding the senior, letting him get the oohs and the ahs of this standing room only crowd here in Gate City.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Rasnick with the free throw, gets another point, and how in the world did he do that? McClung, and he's got a little Charlie horse or something. Mitchell had all ball that time, but he still muscled it away and got the basket. And McClung comes up a little gimpy.
Yeah, they're going to get him out of the game. No reason. They're going to let him and Irvin both take a rest. And he's going to get a raucous ovation. My goodness. Yeah, looks like he came up a little bit limp on that left knee. maybe got twisted a little bit, pulled a hamstring maybe up in the quad, who knows. But he's going to get some rest, and we'll see if he'll be good to go tomorrow. I'm sure he's not going to sit down unless he's made to.
I wouldn't doubt it. So Logan Noe's going to run the point now for Gate City. Got a bunch of younger guys in. Mitchell steals it away from Jonathan Sally. And Mitchell's going to go coast to coast. No, he feeds Phelan underneath, and Phelan gets fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. That foul is going to be on David George, sophomore forward and center.
George will be one to watch, too. Good length. Only a sophomore. Probably got a little bit of room to grow. He's probably the closest thing they have to a true post player.
Yeah, you can see he's just got – he looks like he's going to fill out his frame, maybe another 20 pounds or so by the time he graduates in a couple of years, and he would be a force inside. If he could put on another 20 pounds and maybe grow another couple inches, he would be something.
Well, and he's really someone that, he's really kind of hurt by the system. I mean, if he were playing in a traditional system, he'd be a focal point. But at Gate City, where you really run 5 guards, is not really a place for him right now.
Showed his strength that time, just muscled his way to a rebound, but ended up with a foul by pushing off. Or rather, drew the foul, and it'll be Gate City ball. No, over to George. Now Vermillion's got it. And it looks like the younger guys are probably going to just play the rest of the way for Gate City and Coach Warner. And George put it on the floor, and he gets it stolen away by Lester. Lester's going to go 1-on-3, and he can't get it to go.
He about got an invite to the block party.
And he comes away with the loose ball, and he kicks it out to Mitchell. Mitchell over to Resnick. This is Gibson in the corner. Back over to Mitchell. Great pass underneath, and that's Phelan to put it in. Good job. Great vision by Mitchell, who averages 7 assists a game. For a big guy, that's an incredible number of assists.
Well, he's a true point forward. I mean, he is truly someone that if he were on a team with more general height, I mean, he's the tallest guy on the team by a good 2 or 3 inches. If he were on a team with more height across the board, he'd be playing guard. He's got ball skills with a guard, he's got vision of a guard, and he's got the athleticism of a guard.
We've got a little under 3.5 to play in the game. The Blue Devils lead by the score of 75-40 on this Follis Life Weekly Showcase. Got to remind everybody we're going to be right back here tomorrow night here in Gate City. Cleveland, Tennessee is coming to town. That game will start at 6 o'clock. Tonight we got a little bit of a late start because we had some junior varsity and women and girls games ahead of us, and that pushed us back a little bit. Tomorrow night it's the only game in town, and I expect another standing room only crowd as Cleveland, Tennessee comes calling.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking 2 really good basketball teams coming to play. Cleveland, Tennessee, for those of you guys that aren't familiar, it's down near Chattanooga. Always a good basketball team, always a good sports program in general. They're going to push Gate City. They're going to have a little bit more length than Union across the board, but they're going to be someone that, again, they're going to have to contend with that 3-headed monster.
No doubt about it. Got some subs in now for Gate City, and that was Grayson Jenkins. He's a senior forward. Couldn't get it to go, got it knocked out of bounds, and it'll still be Gate City ball. And he knocks it out. Logan Noe with the ball. And we've got another poll question brought to you by Slam. What senior has stepped up the most this season? Is it James Okinjo, Keldon Johnson, Mac McClung here at Gate City, or Jalen Smith? Go ahead and give us your answers on Facebook and let us know.
I'm going to go with the guy that's averaging 38 points a game, 36 points a game.
36? That would be Mr. McClung.
Yeah. I'm going to go with him.
Now resting on the bench for Gate City. Outside shot, and that's a great shot, a three-pointer by Garrison outside, and it cuts into the lead a little bit. There's a three-point attempt by Jacob Hicks, a junior guard for Gate City. That's no good, and we've got a foul underneath, and it'll be Union ball.
One thing that's interesting about Gate City is they're a pretty old team. I mean, as we look at McClung start to fill up the slam poll.
Oh, my gosh, he went from 40% to 50% in about 2 seconds.
Gate City really doesn't have many sophomores or freshmen playing. They got Dean, who plays quite a bit, but for the most part, they're all juniors and seniors. So it'll be interesting to see how they transition over the next couple of years.
Manuel with the ball. Great job. Gets it over to Hunter Anderson with a little spin, and he puts it in. Magno brings it up for Gate City. Across to Jenkins. Got a little less than a minute and a half to play in this game. 78-45 is our score. Gate City leads. And we've got final numbers for Mr. McClung. 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. A great game, but still under his average. He probably would still be in and may have gotten that extra 5-6 points that he needed to stay with his average, but still a great night for Mac McClung.
Well, Union did a relatively good job of containing him. They packed it in really tight, made him shoot the ball. But the problem was you had Irvin and Dean going off. And when they go off, you have to let off McClung a little bit. You've got to respect them. And that's where this three-headed monster really plays so well off each other. You know, when one's hot, the other can relax a little bit. And then they just rotate in and out. It's just tough to defend.
Jonathan Sally's favorite music is rap and country. That's an odd combination.
That's interesting. That's never heard that one before.
Country rap. That's going to be the next big thing.
There you go. He's a pioneer.
Gibson's got it for Union. We're under a minute to play here in Gate City, and the Blue Devils are storming out to a big win tonight. Up ahead, great job, but he can't finish. Jonathan Sally could not quite get the height he needed. It looked like he was trying to go for the slam, and he just slammed into the wall after that ball hit off the rim.
Thank goodness for pads, right? That'd been concrete. That might have hurt a little bit.
Man, well, back in my day, we didn't have pads.
They put spikes on the wall and all sorts of crazy stuff.
They didn't want us hitting the wall. They were afraid we'd ruin the cinder block.
Yeah.
79-45. We got just under 42 seconds to play. And we've got young Mr. Garrison, the junior guard for Union, going to shoot two. You know, we've been talking up McClung as Garrison gets that one to go. We've been talking up McClung, and we've talked up Dean a little bit, but our player of the game, after his 7 3-pointers, is going to be Mr. Bradley Dean. 23 points overall, 7 3-pointers. He had 4 assists, and I'm pretty sure he had 4 steals, because that last steal was the one where he went coast to coast, and then
he's had
and
tremendous.
There's Mr. Vermillion with 3-pointer from the corner. And our MVP player tonight brought to you by Slam.
Just tremendous game from Dean.
Way outside. And that's the ball game. 82-47 is the final score here at Gate City. Union just unfortunately outmatched, and they gave it all they had, but they just didn't have enough. 82-74, Gate City with the win. They improved to 15-1 overall, and still 8-0, or now 9-0 in the region. And they will go into tomorrow night's game against Cleveland, Tennessee, just loaded for bear, if you will, as they took care of the Bears tonight. We're still at Gate City Middle School Gym, and we'll be back here tomorrow night. Don't forget, Cleveland, Tennessee. But make a note of it, folks. It'll be a 6 o'clock start tomorrow night, not a 7 like we were scheduled to be tonight. 6 o'clock Eastern. That'll be 3 Pacific. If you want to watch one of the best players in the country, one of the highest flyers, one of the most exciting guys playing in the high school ranks, you want to tune back in tomorrow night. Mac McClung, he had 30 points tonight. Great game for him. 6 rebounds and 5 assists. Upcoming games again tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern, right here on BallisLife.com. But next week we've got one of the better teams in the country, Roselle Catholic. They're the number 20 in our top 50, our Fab 50 rather poll. They're going to be at Randy School on the 31st, and then on February 3rd they'll be hosting Patrick School, and then on 17th we've got Caledonia at Minnehaha in Minnesota. And right now we're going to go to Will Ellis, and he's got our Slam player of the game, Bradley Dean.
All right, so we're sitting in here with Bradley Dean, our Slam player of the game tonight. Bradley, you lit it up tonight. Now I got a question, though. How deep does your three-point range really extend?
Most of my threes, I'm about at NBA range, because whenever Mac drives, they really can't get out to me that quick. So the farther back I can shoot, the more time it takes for them to get to me.
Now we know Coach Vermillion was out tonight. Coach Scotty wasn't here. Now, when he's here, does he let you take the reins like that? Does he just let you shoot from wherever you want, or is it kind of like, I'm going to take advantage of it since he's at home eating wings?
Oh, no. Whenever he's here, I just about shoot whenever I feel comfortable. He tells me to pull the trigger whenever I have the confidence.
That sounds good to me. And then I got another question. So you're a shooter. Who do you mimic your shot after?
I don't really mimic right after anybody. I just try to be my own person.
You're a pioneer. I feel you. All right. So now, again, what have you done to improve? This is our slam question. This is what the people want to know. What have you done to improve your three-point shot over the years?
Shot a bunch of shots. I get, a couple thousand shots up every week. Me, Mac, and Zach get in the gym, and his dad just do a lot of hard workouts.
Well, you heard it there, folks. You want to get good at shooting threes, shoot about 1,000 a week. So, hey, nothing big, right? All right, Doug, back to you.
Thank you, Will. Congratulations to Bradley Dean. He is our Slam MVP, player of the game. He had 23 points, 7 3-pointers, 4 assists, and I'm pretty sure he had 4 steals. And he is our player of the game. And that's something if you can upstage Mr. Mac McClung, who had 30 points and 6 rebounds. Zach Irvin with 18 points, following up the other 2 guys for Gate City. For Union, James Mitchell led the way with 18 points and 7 rebounds. That's 6 more points than he averages, but right at his rebound number, and he's going to be playing football at Virginia Tech next year. Again, our final here in Gate City, 82-47, the Blue Devils over the Bears. For everybody at Ball is Life, I want to say thank you for tuning in and watching our Ball is Life weekly showcase game. Don't forget, tune in tomorrow night. We've got Gate City hosting Cleveland. You've been watching the Ball is Life weekly showcase.